So let me start with our India, okay? So this is one of my favorite book, which is only 50 pages. In this 50 pages, Mahatma Gandhi wrote about technologies, which is surprising. You know, mostly when I discuss with my friends and my colleagues, mostly they will say, what are you talking about? Mahatma Gandhi talking about technologies? Yes, he talked about technology, and he passionate about technology, and he predicted 100 years before, you press the button, you will get dress. You press the button, you will get food. You press the button, you get the car. You press the button, you will get stitching things. He mentioned so many things, but within the short pages. When he was, traveling by train, he wrote this 50 pages book. Mostly, you will not get it in bookstores. You have to search it around. But it is amazingly visionary. If you look at it, you may think, what is the relevance between data center to Mahatma Gandhi? So without any vision, without any visionary things, without any thought process, you can't achieve anything, right? So if you look at the way our forefathers and the biggest mindset of different thinking people, everybody dream about technologies. So if you look at it, right now we have everything, whatever you mentioned. We have Ola, Uber, we have Swiggy, we have whatever you want to order, no Mantra, Ajio, everything is there. So that is one of the main thing. And when we talk about our own topic, the journey of digital revolution. So the digital revolution, I put the data very minimum. Technically, we almost reached 174 billions already, almost close to that. By 2027, as per Gartner, is 500 billion, but I don't want to overshoot. I just put a calculation of only 5 to 6% of the growth. But in between, I'll show you one shocking data also in between. So I strongly believe the unsung heroes is the data center guys. Either it's a pandemic or any other situation, we always praise about analytical guys, this guy, that guy. You talk everybody. Unsung heroes are infrastructure. The worst unsung heroes are data center guys. Nobody praise them. Even you look at the situation, one data center, massive application going on, one VIP user laptop have one access not working properly. That has become a talk of the office actually, more than the data center. So they are the real people who storing, who processing, who serving the data to entire computing, including not only limited to your end user and customer, which is we know already. But the point is, they are really unsung heroes. And not only limited to that, in India also now booming into the large data centers. I believe Controller's team also here, and multiple other teams, and even GeoCloud data centers, multiple entities here. So if you look at it, we are also starting to reach that level, which is before the largest data center was in US, which is in California before. Now this China, they beat everyone and they beat the biggest data center in the world actually. And when you look at the evolution of the data center, we started from 1960, the internet world only started, right? So that time, there it's called the server room, which is started with a small Quantic. And they started to deploy first data center server room created for the US Census. The US Census data, they want to keep it in one centralized location, which is two different places. They put replications also. And 1960 itself, they laid down the cable for it. It is one of the amazing technology. It's Forbes have this detailed blog is there. You can read it. It's a very surprising story. And in 1960s, the way they handled the situation is completely different. And today you look at the technology, right? The technology right now, whatever we have, extremely slim, extremely sleek, and we cannot even imagine. You look at the 1960s ENIAC system, which is later, it's a Penn Group who do all these things that time. It's 1,800 square feet, only one system which is they created. Now we know that 1,800 square feet, what are the things we are doing as of today? Pretty massive, right? And future-proofing, nothing but how the latest technology you are leveraging. Your ML, AI is a key thing right now. Of course, IoT is there, But at the same time, how much you are enabling your artificial intelligence, which will help you a lot. I put only 40% just for it. If you Google it, you will shock. As per the data analytical showing that 80% you can save, optimize your energy if you really use a very effective way. You may think how AI will help. AI will tell you based on your machine learning. AI will predict how much you are doing it, how much you are exactly consuming it, how much you are not utilizing it, how much your ideal time. It will tell you entire history of what you are doing. And if you really do that, I'm putting a very 40 is a very, very minimum one. If you do that, if you enable with the open-minded, we are able to achieve minimum 40% of your data center power. Now, decarbonizing the data center is one of the area. Now everyone talking about how we can do green energy, how we can do, minimize the energy resources. Because you cannot stop what you are doing, but you can try to optimize the energy level, whatever you are trying to do, right? So the carbon footprint, which is many people try to eliminate. Now, slowly it started, the solar-based data center, which is many people not trying it out, but now slowly is picking up, which is one of the good things. And when you look at our power and cooling, the same thing, whatever we are discussing, energy efficient is one of the high killing thing. If you look at the entire global data center, all the data center together is equal to one UK power. That exactly the power consumption is happening. If you look at the UK, how much they are consuming power, entire human resources, everyone together. And the same thing, entire global data center, if you calculate together, that is almost equal. So it is one of the important area. And when we talk about digital revolutions, without data center, you cannot even think of anything, right? So either you want to do the analytical, or you want to do the big data, or you want to digitalizations, right? But this data may shock you. You may think how this is look like in a hoax, like 90% of the data has been created in the last 2 years. But after pandemic, the things completely changed. You know the rush of people want to move to cloud. So the 90% of the data, it will shock you, but it's exactly happened in 2017 also. Within 2015 to 17, it's doubled, the exact data. Now, in the last couple of years, the data center for the storage requirement is increased in a crazy way. Your entire thing got digitalized. Anyway, it's very bad, whatever it happened 2 years before. But it's benefited in while living, it's benefited us by complete digitalizations. And when you talk about this digital transformations, so digital transformation, each one will have a different theory. If you go to Cognizant, they will tell you different. Capgemini will tell you, Infosys will tell you one story. Each one will say PPT model, like a people, process, technology. Another one will say 4P pillar, right? People, process, project, everything together. So each one have a different theory. But the ultimatum is, end of the day, how we are enabling the business, how we are enabling the end users in a digital way, right? So without that, you cannot do anything, right? So if you look at it, without the proper network, you cannot achieve large data center, whatever you are planning or whatever the cloud computing you are planning. And second is, digital transformation means you have to think through the proper data center concept. Otherwise, you can't do anything about it, right? And when we talk about the communications, largely in India, it's slowly starting, but it's not yet adopted, your 5G technologies or anything. 5G is, we are seeing in mobile a little bit here and there, true 5G, whatever it is. But data center-based 5G market, it is slowly picking up, and it is strongly, and the case study is strongly showing that 5G and 6G going to change the way we operate. So especially the edge computing piece, largely. So edge computing, there is a classic example in Taiwan. What they done with the edge computing, all the elderly people who are nearby cities, Taiwan or something, they put one small wristwatch. The wristwatch have a heartbeat, and it will keep communicating to the nearest tower. The tower have a nearest edge computing, which is hosted in the healthcare system. So if one particular, any human is not moving above 60 age, or the pulse rate is going down drastically, They will send the ambulance in few minutes and pick up. That's why if you look at it, Taiwan, old people death rate is extremely low because of they really use the edge computing in a very beautiful way. And other thing is the trend, which is just now we talk about edge. Largely, if you look at it, I can go on any manufacturing or anything, but the healthcare is a beautiful example for the edge computing, right? In pandemic, it's helped a lot. Whoever adopted health computing, which is edge computing, it's helped a lot. So edge computing, whatever the process, the simple classic example is our Amazon itself, which is Alexa, right? It's a simple, whatever the commands are, whatever you are saying, it's processing it locally and responding locally. And whatever needs to be done, it's keep updating. That is different. But it is you are responding locally, immediately. So that thing is very, very important. When there is a healthcare system or you go to hospital, patient's data immediately need to be processed. No need to wait for the system analytical. So the edge computing playing a huge role. And edge computing we have to adopt largely, which will help large manufacturing unit and everything. Quantum, of course, whatever the detailed depth analysis and concurrently multiple analysis required, you need a quantum anyway. But it is both going to be, the futurely, it is going to be very heavily used actually. Same thing, the digital transformations, whatever we are talking, the largely scalability and flexibility is very important. And many people may experience, data center people, they want everything yesterday. They want right now. You may think like, I know that it sounds little bad for many people, chameleon picture, because business changes like that, because the requirement changes, morning it's something else, evening something else, it's keep changing it. So what happens, this chameleon the same way, whatever things happening, we have to be ready with the robustic, and that time we cannot say, you know what, I don't have a storage. And large people adopting multiple model. For example, there is a storage where they have to adopt large, slow speed hard disk kind of thing, where Seagate just now, the gentleman also explained. So when you are adopting the slow speed hard disk, which is a large, it will energy level also low, price also low, you can adopt many things. Of course, the fast ERP kind of system, anyway you will do SSD kind of things. So that kind of things is important to see. And scalability is a key in infrastructure. That's where everything is coming to the picture, right? And security, thanks to the gentleman from Godrej, he explained very nicely. The market, I don't want to shock the people, it's already reached 6 trillion. We are hoping for the 6 trillion will remain a little bit, because the prediction for 2025 is 10 trillion cyber attacks. So when you look at it, the easiest, weakest link is employees. We all know that, right? So what are the way we are going to enable the data center more secured, access way, or reachability, or whatever the protection. Now we are talking a lot of zero trust and so many stories is happening. But fundamentally, if you go with the basic asset management system, basic control of basic principle, minimum baseline structure, when we do all the basic thing, we are able to, definitely we will stick to this minimum 6 trillion or maximum 6 trillion kind of things. We no need to reach the 10 trillion. And the sad part is, it's impacting the GDP. If you look at the government of India, we're projecting 5 trillion, 6 trillion, 7 trillion projection is happening. But there is a statistic, I think the one of the gentlemen called Sharma, who is a cyber crime and other advisory, he mentioned very clearly, our GDP getting impacted almost 2.5% just because of there is a data loss, there is an attack. Even you know that 2022, there is a AIMS attack happened. There is multiple keep attack is happening to our pharma companies and manufacturing companies and big companies like a Tata, Reliance, Adani. Everywhere attack is happening. Every day millions of attack, which is definitely impacting our GDP because your production is going down, your sales is going down, your supply chain is impacting. So which is impacting directly and indirectly our GDP also. So this is one of the key points we have to note it down. And energy efficiency, we talk a lot about it. So it is very thin key, and it is important for us to think through, revisit everything, and get the right storage, right server. Don't compromise on that. So energy efficient is the key. which will save directly your cost also, in a way, right? So the final information is ensure that artificial intelligence, you are enabling it, and you are enabling the right network using either SDN or HDN, it's up to you. And another one is the scalability is very important with the security. Good. Thank you, everyone.